The fog descended upon London like a silken shroud, cloaking the cobblestone streets in an ethereal embrace. Whispers danced through the chilly air, wrapping around the shadows that loomed in the silence. It was on such a night that Elowyn wandered, her translucent form drifting like a memory lost to time, a ghost yearning for solace. Each step echoed with the fragmented notes of her once cherished violin, melodies trapped within her heart, aching to be completed. As horse-drawn carriages creaked by and muffled voices floated through the mist, the world around her faded into an indistinct blur. Yet within that fog lay an unyielding sense of longing, an unresolved symphony that tethered her spirit to the city she had once adored. On this particular evening, a curious historian named Oliver ventured through these haunted streets, unknowingly drawing closer to the echoes of Elowyn's past, destined to unravel a story that intertwined their fates. In the depths of the fog-laden night, Elowyn's mind drifted back to a time when the world was alive with music and hope. As a gifted violinist in the late 1800s, she reveled in the thrill of performing, her heart pulsating with every note. Her mentor, a renowned composer, recognized her extraordinary talent and nurtured her passion. Yet the music scene was rife with challenges, a rigid hierarchy that marginalized women. Amidst rehearsals, she found herself infatuated with Samuel, a fellow musician whose kindness ignited her dreams, but whose ambitions created a rift between them. The anticipation of her debut concert filled her with exhilaration and dread, and as the evening approached, she could feel the weight of expectations crashing down upon her. Under the spotlight, with the audience spellbound, her journey abruptly ended in tragedy, a final haunting note that echoed into silence. Forever marking the moment, she became a whisper in the fog of London. Oliver stepped into the concert hall, a hush enveloping him as he marveled at the crumbling grandeur of the once celebrated venue. Dust motes danced in the faint light filtering through the stained glass, each a tiny fragment of a long-forgotten performance. As he wandered deeper, the air thickened, charged with an otherworldly energy. Suddenly, a chill ran down his spine, and there, at the edge of his vision, he glimpsed her, a translucent figure, her ethereal form barely visible through the shroud of dust. Elowyn stood, her violin cradled delicately beneath her chin, as if ready to play. Heart racing, Oliver approached, entranced by the wistful longing etched on her face. In that moment, an unseen chord vibrated between them, reverberating with the echoes of yearning and loss. He felt an inexplicable bond drawing him closer, a lingering connection that transcended time itself, igniting a determination within him to unveil the story of this haunting melody. As the days went by, the haunting melodies that reverberated through the old concert hall began to weave themselves into Oliver's thoughts. Each note seemed to echo Elowyn's distant presence, pulling him deeper into her world. One evening, as he sat in the dim light, the air thick with anticipation, he heard her music rise again, ethereal, sorrowful, filled with yearning. It was as if Elowyn was beckoning him to bridge the chasm between the living and the dead. He closed his eyes, surrendering to the sounds that enveloped him, and in that moment he began to understand her pain and passion. The music spoke of her triumphs and tribulations, each haunting melody a fragment of her story, waiting to be discovered. Oliver found himself compelled to learn more about her life, feeling an inexplicable bond forming. He realized that in uncovering Elowyn's past, he could bring her unfinished symphony to life, giving voice to her enduring spirit. As Oliver raked through the dust-covered corners of the old concert hall, a flicker of paper caught his eye. A tattered manuscript tucked away beneath a forgotten pile of sheet music. Heart racing, he gently lifted it, revealing Elowin's unfinished symphony. Intricate notations danced across the pages, mingling with her errant thoughts, revealing fragments of her soul. The moment he touched the pages, a chilling breeze swept through the hall, and the faint echoes of Elowin's haunting melodies filled the air, wrapping around him like an embrace from the past. That night, back in his modest apartment, the manuscript lay open before him. A soft glow illuminated the notes, and to his astonishment, the music began to play on its own. Each haunting note resonated deeply within him, weaving together Elowin's emotions, her dreams, struggles, and heartbreaks. Determined to understand her story, Oliver resolved to unravel the secrets hidden within her music, believing it might be the key to setting her spirit free.
Elowin's memories began to surface, shimmering in the fog like distant stars. With each note Oliver played from her unfinished score, fragments of her past unfurled before him, moments of laughter at sunlit picnics, and the warmth of Samuel's unwavering encouragement. She revealed the thrill of their clandestine rehearsals, where their passion for music harmonized with an unspoken love that danced just out of reach. Yet beneath the joy lay shadows of despair. The ache of betrayal and choices made long ago gnawed at her spirit. Oliver, deeply affected, felt the weight of her memories as if they were his own. Sharing in her joy and heartbreak, he understood that her music was not just a collection of notes, but a vessel for her emotions, her essence. In this ethereal bond, he sensed the urgency to help Elowin find closure, a connection that transcended time and space, revealing the profound intertwining of their souls. Oliver's quest led him deeper into the heart of London, a city steeped in stories and shadows. As he wandered through ancient libraries and storied archives, he unearthed hidden connections between Elowin and the musicians who once graced the concert halls. Each revelation painted a richer picture of her life, a tapestry woven with the melodies of forgotten love and lost dreams. In his research, Oliver learned not only about Elowin's rising star, but also about the struggles faced by women in a time dominated by male virtuosos. He encountered tales of heartache, echoing Elowin's own unfulfilled desires and the lingering specters of those who once walked the same cobblestone streets. With every piece of information, he felt a magnetic pull, urging him to dig deeper. The city whispered its secrets through its fog, guiding him closer to understanding the weight of Elowin's unfinished symphony and the poignant love that had shaped her soul.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, Oliver found himself drawn to the familiar streets that Elowin once roamed. Each step felt woven with her spirit, the echo of her laughter merging with his own heartbeat. The fog wrapped around him like a shroud, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. He wandered past the ivy-clad buildings, imagining her presence beside him, guiding him to places that held fragments of her past. With every corner turned, he could almost hear the notes of her violin rising through the air, threading through the whispers of lost souls. They walked together through the city's haunting beauty. Elowin's joy danced alongside his curiosity, while her sorrow lingered like a soft melody haunting the silence. In that shared space, time blurred, and Oliver felt an unspoken connection deepen. He realized that with each story she shared, they weren't just bridging the gap between the living and the dead. They were finding solace in one another's unbridled longing. Oliver stood in a dimly lit concert hall, surrounded by the lingering echoes of Elowin's melodies. As he explored the musty corners, his fingers brushed against something wooden and dusty. Pulling it into the light, he discovered a conductor's baton, intricately carved and imbued with an unmistakable energy. Holding it felt like grasping a thread that connected him to Elowin's past. With each practice session, the baton awakened a passion within him that he never knew existed.
Encouraged by the spirit of a long-gone musician, Oliver began to learn the violin, channeling her haunting notes through his own hesitant fingers. This newfound pursuit deepened their bond. Every stroke of the bow felt like a conversation between their spirits. As he immersed himself in her legacy, he realized that music was not merely art, but an intimate bridge that united their worlds, illuminating the shadows of Elowin's unfinished symphony. As the fog enveloped London, Oliver felt an electric connection in the air, a pull toward the unfinished symphony that Elowin had entrusted to him. He sat in the dim light of his apartment, the haunting melodies swirling in his mind as he carefully transcribed the notes. With every stroke of the pen, Elowin's essence flowed through him, her emotions intertwining with his own. He could hear her whispers, a gentle encouragement, urging him to capture the depth of her longing and the beauty of her past. Together, they delved into the heart of her unfinished work, exploring themes of love and loss as Oliver poured his soul into the music. The room filled with an ethereal atmosphere, resonating with their shared spirit. In that moment, he understood that through their collaboration, not only would he bring Elowin's music to life, but he also embraced the full spectrum of their intertwined souls, bound by the power of artistry and memory. As Oliver delved deeper into Elowin's world, the weight of her regrets pressed heavily upon them both. In the stillness of the concert hall, he watched her ethereal form flicker like a candle caught in a gust. Elowin shared memories tinted with sorrow, each note of her unfinished symphony resonating with the pain of a love lost. Samuel, a name wrapped in wistfulness, echoed in her heart. Their fleeting happiness was overshadowed by uncertainty and betrayal, a love story left untold. Guided by the music, Oliver encouraged her to confront these shadows, a cathartic exchange that revealed hidden layers of both their souls. As they wove their feelings into melodies, Elowin experienced a rare moment of clarity. Tears mingled with laughter, and for the first time, hope illuminated the darkness of her past. They were no longer solitary spirits. Their bond deepened, powerful enough to bridge the chasm between the living and the dead. Oliver stood in the dim light of the concert hall, the air thick with anticipation as he prepared for the performance that would honor Elowin. He had poured his heart into sharing her unfinished symphony, each note a reflection of her spirit and struggles. The community, drawn by whispers of her haunting legacy, filled the seats, a tapestry of faces eager to witness a love story transcending time. As the musicians took their places, and the first notes rang out, Oliver felt Elowin's presence envelop him, guiding his hands as he played. The melodies danced through the air, intertwining with the fog outside, each rise and fall echoing the depth of her emotions. With every note, he sensed the audience's hearts awakening to the beauty of her sorrow, creating a shared catharsis that united them all. In that moment, Oliver realized he wasn't just honoring Elowin, he was completing her journey, weaving their souls through the music that flowed unrestrained from the past. The evening of the concert had arrived, the air thick with anticipation and emotion. As Oliver stood backstage, he felt the weight of Elowin's spirit surrounding him, a gentle caress urging him forward. The fog outside swirled mysteriously, mirroring the turmoil within him as he prepared to play her unfinished symphony. The audience, a sea of eager faces, held their breath in unison. When he took his place, the world faded away, leaving only the ethereal connection between him and Elowin. As his bow danced across the strings, the haunting melodies of her past filled the hall, transcending time and space. He could almost feel her presence guiding his hand, each note echoing her sorrows and joys. The music enveloped the audience, resonating deep within their souls, evoking tears and memories long buried. In that moment, it was not just Elowin's story that unfolded. It was a collective longing for connection and solace, that bound them all,